number 2. March Madness is just right around the corner for our Ohio State Buckeyes. For the first time in 4 years, Jake Diebler has coached the Buckeye squad to return to the big dance. March Madness is back and Buckeye Nation can celebrate. We get into the tournament after knocking off Wisconsin, Indiana, and Purdue. Unfortunately, we lost to the Wolverines 3 times out of 3 attempts. And living in Michigan, that is painful. Don't like seeing that one bit, but really grateful and thankful that Ohio State is finally back in the big dance. The tournament is not the same for me when Ohio State is not participating. That has been a rare occurrence in my growing up and in my days as a Buckeye fan. So to see them back in the big dance, that really makes me happy, and that's exciting. Hopefully Buckeye Nation is just as excited as I am, because we have a potential to win a tournament game for the first time in 5 years. So that's exciting, and that's encouraging. So thankfully we are participating this year. We're not missing out. We can celebrate and watch, and I will be watching from Buffalo Wild Wings somewhere here in Grand Rapids, and really excited to watch that. Or maybe somewhere else, actually. There's a local spot that has 99-cent wings I'm going to hit up as well. So should be fun, man. A nice little sports bar. Watch the game, watch a little bit of turning. I work evenings. That's why I'm doing the live now instead of at 7 o'clock. That will definitely change the live schedule moving forward. We'll be doing them hopefully more around lunchtime, but I got some plans for today around noon, so I got to do it a little earlier, 11:15 instead of high noon. But we'll plan on noon moving forward, as my new work schedule is 3 to 11, like I mentioned. Just not able to go live on evenings when more people are on YouTube and more people are able to access. So anyway, that's that update. But yeah, Ohio State is going to take on Texas Christian. Now, we played them in a one-off game down in Dallas in football back in 2018. Ryan Day was actually the coach for that game. Urban Meyer was suspended, if you remember, for 3 games for some things he didn't do, things his assistant coach did. Completely unrelated to football and completely unrelated to Urban Meyer. So, anyway, that's my take, and I'm sticking to it. But Ryan Day got the win in that football matchup in 2018. It's supposed to be a home and home that time, but instead, with Texas Christian, it ended up being just a one-off game down in the Cotton Bowl. Well, Jerry World, the Dallas Cowboys Stadium. But now we take them on in basketball, and we're looking forward to that matchup. TCU actually has one more victory on the year than Ohio State does, coming in at 22-11. The Buckeyes coming in at 21-12. What are your predictions for this contest? As I see a lot of people jumping in. Must be lunchtime for other people as well, so that's exciting. But the Buckeyes going to win a NCAA tournament game for the first time in 5 years, or are they going to go down? Now, in my estimation, it really doesn't matter that much. I'm happy and excited to see them playing in the tournament again, of course, duh. But they're going to get obliterated. The winner of this game is getting obliterated by Duke, the number 1 overall seed in the tournament. A well-deserved number 1 overall Duke. They're ridiculous, man. Carlos Boozer's kid is out of control. He's unstoppable. He's a force. He's a menace. He's Zion in a different body, man. He's a really talented basketball player. A lot of fun to watch, man. And I grew up hating Duke. I'm not gonna front. I hate Duke, but I couldn't hate Zion's Duke. I loved watching Zion play ball. It's unfortunate what's happened to him in his pro career, but he's doing it to himself with the food. He's doing it himself with the laziness. Now you can't control injuries, but you can better prepare your body and make sure you're not overweight, and not make sure your body can handle the joints and the muscles and the quick twitch movements. Zion's definitely not been doing that. And so that's unfortunate. But yeah, really stoked that the Buckeyes are back in the tournament, man. It's a lot of fun. It really is a whole different experience when my team's playing. I know they're not going to go far. They don't have a Snowball's chance in hell at the national championship, and I couldn't care less. I'm just so grateful they made it because mid-season, and honestly, 2/3 of the way through the season, didn't look like Ohio State is going to be making no big dance this year. But they turned it around, like I said, with wins over Indiana, Wisconsin, and Purdue, knocking the Hoosiers out of the NCAA tournament. Wisconsin, they made a late season charge too. They were a bubble team at one point. The first time we played them, we were both bubble teams. You got Indiana winning. Okay, appreciate you chiming in, Cookie. Oh yeah, not wearing green today. I don't even have any green, but except for one 5K shirt that I won for a race. But yeah, no, we're ripping Ohio State for the live today. But who do you have winning, Ohio State or TCU? And do they have a chance against Duke, or is that fool's gold? Or are they going to get obliterated? So the big dance actually technically starts today, but not really. It starts on Thursday when Ohio State gets it rolling, so that's gonna be sick, man. You got Ohio, all right, man. Appreciate that. Yeah. So the Buckeyes should advance. They're gonna get smashed by Duke and Carlos Boozer Jr., but I don't care. It's great to have the Buckeyes back playing, tipping off the tournament this year. To be honest, really at 12:15 here on Thursday, I'm not gonna be able to watch nearly as much basketball as I have in years past, working 3 to 11, both Thursday and Friday. Can watch a little bit on the weekends here as we advance to the round of the Sweet 16 and the Elite 8. But, yeah, it should be a lot of fun, man. Who do you have winning? Who are you picking in your bracket? Who is in your Final Four? I have not filled out my bracket yet. I am slacking. I'm behind. I need to do that today because I don't know if I have the time tomorrow to do it. And so I got to do it. Ohio sucks. No, I don't think so. Mork the Orc. Yeah, the Buckeyes 0-3 versus the Wolverines this year, and much to my pain and chagrin. But we took y'all out in football, and that was great. So take that. I really want to hear you guys' Final Four. Who's making the Final Four in your estimation, in your opinion? Who's making it? I for sure have Duke. I mean, before I even fill out the bracket, I have Duke advancing. They might be my national champion. I mean, it's very rare that a 1 seed wins the big dance. Not very rare, but it's maybe once every 4 or 5 years a 1 seed wins the tournament. Now, Best State, you got that wrong, son. Best State, Lakeside, Ohio, Cedar Point, Hawking Hills, the foothills of Appalachia, and 3 beautiful sea cities, Cleveland, Columbus, and Cincinnati. Way better than any city Michigan has to offer, including the one I live in, Grand Rapids, Michigan. Cannot be competed with. Cincy got the art. Columbus got everything you could ever want to do. Cleveland got the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. And Canton, another sea city, has the Football Hall of Fame. It's where football started, man. What's going on, Marlon? How you doing? How's it going? So, Mork the Orc, you dead wrong. You got nothing to say about the great state of Ohio. We don't have to make Ohio great again because it's already great. Now, I do have Ohio State losing in the second round. Like I said, haven't filled out my bracket yet. Don't know where I'm going with it. But Duke's in the Final Four. Everybody's really high in Arizona, man, but they're just pretenders every single year. I don't have the Wildcats. I don't have them losing early. They're a good, talented ball club. But they never turn it into a run. They don't do it. Lowest reading scores. That would be Mississippi. Thank you very much. Worst drivers would be in Ann Arbor, Michigan, and Detroit, Michigan. The worst roads, because of all the bike lanes, are in Ann Arbor, Michigan. They think it's Europe over here because they're all high and mighty, sniffing their own farts because they love education. Best cities in the world and the best teams in the world. Man, you got it all twisted, Mork. You don't even know. Brother's never even been to Columbus, the finest city in the Midwest. The finest city in the Midwest. Now, who's going to the Final Four in your estimation, huh? Who's going to the Final Four? Who is making it? Who is going in your Final Four? Enter that poll there. I'd love to see. Yeah, Duke is really good, Gloria. Yep, for sure. Duke I have advancing to the championship. Should be good. And that's just the way it is. You can say that, man. But Michigan's the only state to intentionally poison their own people with water. So, yeah, Gresham women can go to hell. But, and that's where she's going. Let's just be honest. That's where she's going for sure. Yeah, I have Ohio State losing to Duke in the second round. Michigan will make a deep run. Probably won't put them in my Final Four, but you never know. You never know. And Arizona, I don't have in the Final Four. I'd probably put Houston in the Final Four. I got to look at their run, see who they're playing, see who is on the schedule, see who might interfere with their path to the Final Four. But I've almost for sure will put Duke and Houston in my Final Four. High on those ball clubs. Florida's got the experience, man. Defending national champs. We'll see what they do. Illinois, Michigan, Indiana, then Ohio. I mean, Chicago's great, but what else they got? Freaking nothing. Indiana, my dude. I went to school in Indiana. There's not many great things to say about the state of Indiana. Indy's pretty cool. I've heard Bloomington's pretty awesome and pretty elite. But I don't. But at least between Indy and South Bend, I mean, there's not a lot going on. It was a nice country drive I had, though, visiting my friend and visiting my alma mater back in September. Through Amish country, that was a lot of fun. Beautiful state in parts, but it's really flat. Not many lakes. There's not much going on there. Illinois got nothing outside of Chicagoland. There's nothing going on for the state. The whole state. There's nothing going on. I don't know why anybody would choose to live there or move there outside of Chicago, but anyway, I don't have a whole lot else to say except for no, Fort Wayne's trash. Evansville's trash. Good culture, good people. It's not a good economy. I'm not sure where you're getting those numbers from, but it has one of the worst economies of any state in the U.S. That's some foolishness you're speaking right now. Good people, good culture, absolutely. Salt to the earth type people. Not a lot going on there. Now, spring practices are underway. Legend Bay for Ohio State is making headlines. I mean, who knows if he's going to make headlines in the fall. But he's looking like another Curtis Samuel, Jalen Marshall, Teddy Ginn, Percy Harvin type player for the Buckeyes, man. It should be a lot of fun watching him play. Number 2, he got the deuce for the Buckeyes. Should be a lot of fun. We got Jeremiah Smith, of course. He's a force to be reckoned with in his juniors campaign. Nobody is going to guard him or defend him. Nobody will hold him under 100 yards this coming year. Not a single team. Michigan will have 2 or 3 touchdowns. He's going out emphatically. He's had a touchdown every year versus the Wolverines. Every single time he's played you, he's reached the end zone. He might just be 1-1 right now, but he's coming for everything down in Columbus on, I think it's November 28th. 2026. The Buckeyes and Julian Sayin are loading up for another run. It should be a lot of fun watching the NCAA's passing accuracy completion percentage leader in NCAA history lead the Buckeye offense to great things this coming fall. We have Bo Jackson, Jacoby Jackson, Chris Henry Jr., Legend Bay, Jeremiah Smith, and Brandon Ennis. And then on defense, replacing Son of Styles and Alvaro Reese, 2 top 15 picks coming up in this year's NFL draft in April. Next month, about a month away, about 5 weeks away or so. And it should be fun to watch Buckeyes come off the board. Now, there's this narrative coming, and I want to address this right now. There's this narrative that Ohio State fumbled the season. They have all these high draft picks. They didn't win no national championship. What's wrong in Columbus? They couldn't repeat with all that talent. You ever heard of upsets? Like, upsets happen. This isn't the pros where you can pretty much chalk who's going to win every time 2 teams touch the field. This is college football. Teams get upset. Teams play under par because these kids are 18 to 22 years old. Upsets happen, man. Indiana, we played toe-to-toe, miss a crap, easy kick to lose us the game. And we lose to the Hoosiers. So we're not Big Ten champs despite being 12-1. And we get a good matchup in Miami. The more I studied with the Hurricanes, the more I said, this is going to be a freaking fight, man. This is going to be a fight. Now, we absolutely would have won the semifinal game. And who knows what happens in a rematch. It was 13-10 Indiana, man. You can't say that Indiana was far and away better than Ohio State. You just can't say it. But what you can say is Ohio State did slightly underachieve this year, despite going 12-2. But what I'll also say is that I'm super satisfied coming out of the season because we made the playoffs, check. Made the Big Ten championship game, check. Didn't win it, so X. Didn't win a game in the playoffs, so X. But beat the Wolverines, finished the season undefeated, number 1 in the country. Deservedly so. And, I'm not dissatisfied with how the season played out. Not in the least bit. I don't know why this narrative is developing right now that Ohio State fans should be dispirited, malcontented with this last football season. Man, we vanquished the streak, made Michigan fans cry to their mamas, leave the stadium early, vacate in the fourth quarter, blowing y'all out. Didn't score a touchdown for the second year in a row on offense for the Wolverines. Wolverines haven't reached the end zone in 2 years versus Ohio State. Not in an actual drive anyway. They had a turnover. Khalil Mullins scored from the 3-yard line after they started on the 8. So congratulations. You have 1 touchdown in the last 2 games. 1. You have scored a combined 21 points in 2 games versus Ohio State. You keep that up with Bryce Underwood, man. You keep paying him $4.5 million a year to be a scrub, to be a bum, to be a dude that can't throw the ball. He's got a rocket arm with no accuracy. He's got the bazooka, and he doesn't know how to use it. He's got legs, and he was not allowed to use them for whatever reason last year. Now, Kyle Whittingham, he likes his mobile quarterbacks. So he's going to let Bryce run. Is he going to score more touchdowns? Is he going to get more crucial third down conversions with his legs? Or is he going to be a scrub and a bum still? I guess we'll find out, man. Spring ball is starting real soon if it hasn't already started for the Wolverines. Hitting pads, shorts and t-shirt jog throughs on these first couple practices, and then pads will pop in the second week of practices. But Bryce has got a lot to improve on, man. He's not a good quarterback. Bell of Michigan didn't treat him right. Sharon Moore didn't treat him right. Didn't have any quarterback coach for him. Paid a man $12.5 million. You're not going to teach him how to play a position at the next level. You're dumb. Y'all dumb for that. You're stupid for that. For real. You're paying the price. He's a year and a half behind now. A whole year and a half behind because he wasted a year and a half at Michigan. Now he's going to try and finally start the learning curve and start the process, but he's way behind his peers. He's got a lot of catching up to do. But anyway, that's all I wanted to say on today's live. Enjoy the NCAA tournament, the big dance. The Buckeyes are back. Jake Diebler brought him back, saved his job. I don't think he would have survived had Ohio State not made the big dance this year. I think he would have been let go. But that's just my opinion. Anyway, go Bucks and God bless. We'll see you on the next one. OH. I-O.